right, man. You're ready to go.
Welcome to Race Time Radio. You'll hear from the best in Canadian U.S. racing this week. Grab a cold one and stick around.
All right, you're good there. Got a car in the wall.
The starter tower has signaled. We're ready to roll. It's Race Time Radio and starts right now. Here's your host, Joe Chisholm.
Everybody have a safe one. Keep her in one piece.
And good evening, one and all, and welcome to Race Time Radio, coming to you live from the Race Time Radio studio. So glad you could tune in here tonight. Have we got a busy one for you? Man, a lot of racing clean across the country here this weekend, and we're going to try and get to as much of it as we possibly can here tonight on the show. Let me first of all start out by telling you who we've got lined up, and it's a stacked lineup, trust me. Right off the top of the show, the guy did it again in the 52 car. We got Jake Sheridan to lead us to green tonight. He did it at Flamboro Speedway this time, and it was the Grisdale Series that's been happening at Flamboro Speedway for the Pro Lates. Jake Sheridan got the job done last night, so he is going to lead us to green. Then we're going to go off to Delaware Speedway. Friday night, Superstocks were on track for a double feature event. Daryl Lake in the 77 won one of them. And how about this? The 83 car of Brody Rickwood went to victory lane. We've never had Brody on the show. Tonight we changed that. Brody is going to join us in hour number one. We'll also catch up with the winner of the Bridge City 200 out in Saskatoon at Sutherland Automotive Speedway. It's their marquee big race for the super late models out there. And it was Sam Howlett going to victory lane. Sammy drives the 51. Tonight he's going to be on Race Time Radio. We'll talk to him about the big win. Super big race. I know even the guys out of BC came into Saskatoon for this one. And we'll talk all about it here in just a bit. We'll also catch up with one of Canada's young rising stars. And I mean, this youngster has really been lighting the lamp. He got the victory Friday night. Pardon me, not Friday night. I want to say it's either Wednesday or Thursday night, one of those nights. Young Kayne McAllister has been getting it done in his Outlaw Sprint car. He is going to join the show. They're stateside right now. He ran just, I believe it was last night, at one of the tracks down there. He qualified right up in the top five, ran fourth in his heat, come home 10th in the feature. But you got to know he's going against the best in North America. It was the Nationals down there, and they're not done down south. They leave that track and they're heading for another one. We're going to catch up with Kayne McAllister tonight on the show. We'll also hear from, how about this? IndyCar is coming into Markham right next weekend, along with NASCAR Canada. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to get an IndyCar guy on. And how about this? With a Canadian twist, we've got, I did a taped interview with Christian Lundgaard and Jeff Gotelaer. His spotter, of course, Jeff is from Canada. He is the full-time spotter for the 7 in IndyCar. I caught the two of them just yesterday and got an interview. Of course, they're running their race right now in Portland, so it would have been impossible to get the guys. So I had to pre-tape it, but we did, and you'll love it. Great interview with the guys. Then back out to Saskatoon we go. The Canadian Super Trucks finally got a race under sunny skies, and going to victory lane, the number 7 truck, Dave did it again in the 7. We've got him coming on the show, Dave Vennard, and we're going to top the night off with Daryl Crocker talking Saratoga Speedway. They got sprint cars coming in next weekend for a huge show there, and then they head into the Canada 200, an iconic race on the west coast of Canada, and Daryl Crocker's going to join the show, and we'll talk all about that tonight. So as mentioned, right across the country, and lots to talk about. But what do you say? We get to guest number 1. The guy did it again. The 52 car of Jake Sheridan joins us on the Zoom line with another victory. I don't know how many this is. Maybe Jake's been keeping track. Let's welcome him in. You did it again, Jakester. Good job, bud.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. Happy to be here again.
How many is this? Have you got them counted up, or do you just put the trophy back there and go to the next one?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really keep too much track. I think we're at maybe 6 this year. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, no, for sure. Once it's over, they gotta start worrying about the next one, right? So
Yeah.
enjoy it for a bit and then start working again.
Well, you get a couple of days to enjoy it, but knowing you, it's either work or racing, one or the other. So I don't know if there's too much time in there to sit back and really shine the trophies up. I guess that's what the off season's for, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's definitely been busy and always working and making racing work somehow. This weekend was crazy busy too. I come off a night shift and drove straight to the races Wednesday, Saturday night, and then worked all day today. So it's just always trying to fit a race in wherever we can.
Just amazing. Let's talk about Saturday night at Flamboro. Of course, coming off the APC, the Stewart's 175 win just a week ago. Let's talk about Saturday night. A week ago, you got the pole. You ran fast time. How about this week? Did you do it again?
No, we struggled a bit in qualifying as far as I didn't have very good tires on. I figured I'd save some of my newer ones for the race, and the strategy worked out well that way. With the invert, we got kind of gifted. I made a couple of adjustments that I thought I didn't have my crew chief with me this weekend. Nikki was gone. I made a couple of adjustments I thought were going to help, and I couldn't seem to get myself going in the right direction for qualifying. So I had to revise some of that a bit for the race, and we had the thing right back where it needed to be. So definitely had some good pace in the race and got to start up front and helped a little bit. So once we were in control, we were just kind of on our pace.
Well, I know Susie will be running the clip. The final 2 laps of last night's race. Of course, you got to thank Pedal Power for sending us those. And you want to watch the whole race. Looks like a barn burner the last couple laps. Get to Pedal Power 51 on YouTube. But Jake, I can't help but notice the 89 car of Chenoweth was right there. The 3 wasn't that far behind. You had some guys to deal with in this one. What was the race like?
Yeah, sure did. I mean, it started off right away. The 27 car was quick too. Had Albers in the front row with us, and he gave us a good run for our money as well. And I had a really hard time front off in the short run. Maybe I need to do some homework on some tire starting pressures, maybe, or something like that. But just had a hard time firing off. And once we got into a longer run, I felt like I was back to really good. But the 89 was there. We had a couple of restarts, and he was everything but by us, all underneath us, and did everything right, and he was all good. I had great racing with him there, and I was like, man, sweating after that. I had to work for it a little bit, but like I said, once we got strung out and I had some room to do what I needed to do on entry and mask the handling, I was all right. But definitely some good racing for sure. Happy to see the 89 and behind us, and it all worked out well.
Inside, outside. I've been watching it. It doesn't seem to matter with the 52 car. You can do pretty well anything. Was it the same Friday or Saturday night? Could you go up top and make any hay?
Yeah, we got the lead on the outside on Saturday. I took the bottom once I had the lead. I just thought that given the lineup of the cars behind me, I thought maybe that was the most defensive thing I could do, and I knew if I had a good start, I'd be okay anyways. But we had that thing working pretty solid as far as had some good drive and was able to make both lines work.
Well, we've seen that this year too, right? With the choose. You've got to love having the choose rule in there where it gives you guys the ability to pick a lane. And strategically, we've been seeing drivers sometimes take the outside so that the competitor they're running against doesn't get the advantage of being out there, albeit sometimes it is a disadvantage, but it really gets you thinking. I know from a race fan side, it keeps us guessing on which way you're going to go. Are you going to take the bottom? Or are you going to take the top?
I'm a huge fan of the choose myself. I think I wasn't at the first year, but I think it's a great addition to the sport for sure. And something that apparently was around before my time, but coming back again now is cool. So I think it's great. I think it's sometimes harder to follow from home as far as you look at guys like, oh, this guy's in 4th, even though he was just running 9th 2 laps ago. But it's cool to get out it kind of shakes the race up, giving people that chance to capitalize.
Well, it's been a busy summer for you, too. Of course, lots of wins. With those wins, though, comes a lot of work. You mentioned it. Nicky was gone this weekend, your crew chief. Was he down with DJ Christie down at Knoxville? Is that where he went?
Yeah, he didn't end up having his American motor back in time to race. Cars already was sitting there, but he had put the kibosh last minute on the racing down there. So he ended up kind of having a vacation out of it and gave some of the boys a hand, which I think he enjoyed. So happy for him he got the break, and I'm ready for him to come back.
I bet. Yeah, take a piece of that puzzle out. It makes it hard to try and make a full picture of it each and every time. But if there's anybody that can do it, it's that 52 bunch. He would have had you set up before he left.
Yeah, and obviously, and obviously Three Rivers, was going on as well. So there was a lot of people out there. So we did have a good piece when we unloaded. Just some adjusting to do with some new tires. And sometimes I don't know if maybe I had a tire on that wasn't as good as I had before. So definitely lost to keep up with live at the track, but I had a lot of great help, and obviously still my dad was there, and the fiance Kendra and my buddy Aiden, and we all got at her like a local Saturday night, and we had a lot of fun.
Now, is it the same tire that you're running in both series, the Grisdale series and APC, same rubber?
Yeah, yes, sir, same thing.
So it really helps, right? That would be a nightmare if it was different. You'd always be chasing something.
It'd be easy to tell what set of tires is which. My God, I got so many sets of tires sitting around the shop, I can't keep track of them. But yeah, it is handy to know what we're up against.
Jake, what's the motor situation like? Do you flip engines throughout the course of the race season? You put a lot of stress on this thing. Is it the same motor? Do you have it under there, shut the lid, and go for it, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. I got a bone stock 604 crate in there. All GM seals all still on it, and if it's good enough to run 100,000 miles on the highway, it's good enough for a season of racing, I guess. Hopefully. So, we leave her in there, and same thing, take the weighted advantage and lower horsepower. So far so good, and everything's same car, same body style, like everything's the same there. So, a little consistency is nice, and we work on our package constantly, but definitely got to kind of watch what you're wearing out for sure.
Oh, yeah. I guess critical be watching the temperature all the time, right? Watching the oil, watching the engine temperature. Nothing can kill a motor like too much heat.
Yeah, and there's definitely a lot of additional stress these days with the longer APC races as well. It actually costs a lot more money to run these extended distance races, and something that's not really compromised for, but I'm happy to do longer races from a driver's point of view, but you burn a set of brakes off and you heat bearings up, and everything gets used more and more and more and more. So all those things add up really quickly.
I hear you. Final question for you, and then the grilling's all done. What's next for you? We got another weekend coming up, the August 15th weekend. Where does Jake show up?
Jake Sheridan shows up to our stag and doe for the wedding coming up in the fall. So we got our stag and doe. One of our stag and does. We got two coming up. One for Kendra's family and one for mine back at home. So we're doing hers this weekend, and full blown outlaw prep for next Friday, August 21st at Delaware. We'll have the outlaw out there, and then double down straight to Sauble with the pro for the APC race. So a little fun, but a lot of work coming up here as well.
No rest for the wicked. Congratulations on the success this weekend, and congratulations. You and Kendra are going to have some fun next weekend outside of a racetrack, if that's possible.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be all right. We'll do our best, and we'll have all our close family and friends there, so it should be good.
Awesome stuff. Jake, can't thank you enough for the time, buddy. Go rest up a bit. You're going to have a party next weekend. That'll be fun. You won't be used to it.
No, it'll be good. Lots of work in between now and then, though, so we'll get to that first.
We'll see you at the beach. I can guarantee it.
For sure. Thanks, Joe.
Jake Sheridan, driver of the 52, Pride Seeds, and two-speed, the Raptor filters. Those guys, that's what I'm trying to spit out. But another successful weekend for Jake Sheridan. That's what you want when you're behind the wheel of these race cars. We're going to go straight to our next guest. He did a masterful job on Friday night at Delaware Speedway. in his super stock and the 83. I've had my eye on Brody Rickwood for a long time, and he's right there. Just didn't, get into victory lane. Well, Friday night, that all changed. He did a great job. Race number 1 for the super stocks, and sure enough, it was that 83 car in victory lane. Brody, welcome to Race Time. Great to have you along, buddy.
Yeah, I'm really glad to join you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, nice shop, I might add. Do you see the 83 car all prepped behind you? Is it ready to go again, or is it a work in progress?
It's not even close. We had so many problems at the start of the year. I just kind of neglected all my normal maintenance stuff. We just battled issues every week. And now I'm to a point where I have to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb and try to catch up to where I should be. So,
well, you've definitely caught up and surpassed. Friday night was a real good run for the 83 car. No one was going to top you on Friday night, race 1.
No, I was pretty confident after practice. We're normally 2/10 off in practice. That's kind of our normal. We're definitely not the number 1 team. We try our best, but we do as good as we can every week. And man, we came out really strong, and I felt really good. And I had the confidence to make the changes that I think we needed. And I can't say we did anything wrong. So I'm super happy with how it went.
But I got to tell you, from a race fan's perspective, it's refreshing to see the effort that you're doing. Or in the 57, he pulled off a win just a week ago. The different guys that have been consistently top 5, top 10, but didn't break into the role of that winner until recently. And guys like the number 1, the Trevor Culver, he's trying his damnedest to get back to victory lane, and he's missing it by a bit now, where you guys have picked it up that little bit. I don't think he's lacking anything. I think you guys are just on point now.
Yeah, I think the entire series is really elevated this year. The first week we felt we were doing good. I think we were 12th in practice. We were like 2/10 off the fastest car, and on a normal night, that would have been our top 5. We would have been comfy. We would have been happy. And it's just not the same this year. Every single car out there is fast. And if they start up front or make those passes early, it's really, really hard to get by those guys.
What's it been like this year? Noticeably different for really the whole group. And what a beautiful field of super stocks. They're unmatched anywhere else in this country. When you see super stocks at Delaware, it is the real deal. You're in for a show when you get to Delaware and watch you guys. It's amazing. What's it been like preparing for this year and knowing the competition is all right there?
I think our winter was weird. We had a big wreck at the end of the year last year, and we needed a front clip. So we kind of knew that we were going to be missing the mark at the beginning of the year. And we were, just not with what we expected. It was everything but the clip that hurt us. I had fuel problems, electrical problems. I had every problem you can imagine. So we had to work through all that stuff before we could work on the car and make it faster. The clip wasn't horrible to catch up on, but it was all the other stuff that put us 3 weeks behind, and it's shown up until this point for sure.
That's amazing. And it's got to be demoralizing, but yet it's got to put wind in your sails. You go from that 12th place, and all of a sudden now you're battling for 7th and 8th. And then the next week you pick it up another 10th, and you're gaining on it all the time. That part, maybe fans don't really see that unless you're a fan of the 83 car watching the progress. And then all of a sudden, boom, there you are. You're in victory lane, and you're up competing in that top 3 slot. It's got to feel great.
No, it does. And even our first race of this 3 in a row thing, I think that was when we finally got everything kind of sorted other than setup stuff. So we could finally sit back and come home and put the car on the scales every night and work on things and try to make it better. I mean, we gained a 10th a week for the last 3 weeks. We we knew what we needed to do. We came home, we worked on it, and we made the right change every single time. And I genuinely think we would have done really good in the second feature. My head just got too big, and I tried to get under a car when I probably should have waited another lap, and I knocked the toe out on like lap 3. But I do think that it wasn't a fluke. Yes, we started close to the front and we got out quick, but I don't think we're that far off of what the fastest guys are now. So we should be right there.
Oh, I guarantee you weren't off. You were right there, man. One of the toughest things to do is have the lead and keep it when you got all those hungry dogs coming at you. Brody, tell us about the crew you got assembled. How long have you guys been a crew?
So for me, it was my parents in the beginning. We started at Chesterman's at their indoor dirt track. So I mean, my parents have obviously been there since day one. My brother's a huge help. He's my spotter. And then my wife does everything she can to help out between the social media stuff and then everything around the house that I don't get done or I need time out here, right? She's the one who makes that happen and she picks up the slack around here to get me out here. And then there's so many friends and cousins and other people who they might not be there every Friday, but they always make it work and they fill the gaps, right? There's always bodies out there helping me.
Yeah, it's all part of the team, and it doesn't happen by one. It takes all those different pieces to get success and to have it. How about sponsorship on the 83? How's that?
So a new one and my biggest one now, he started helping us out last year, is Josh Parkinson. And he's Parky's Picks, the name. You'll see it on the hood and the quarter panel. It's all over the place. And then one of my longest time sponsors will be Dave's Auto Glass, and they're in St. Thomas. He's been with us for it's been 10 years for sure.
Wow.
And then Litzer's Tree Service is a younger guy that I went to school with. He owns a tree company now from St. Thomas. He's on there. And then it's Basque Leisure in London, Hanford Tire and Service, PH Renos, Coffee News, Chops Picture Framing, Remax, Damien Steel, APC in St. Thomas, and then Air Liquide in London, Gateway Customs Broker, and Medlin Custom Services. And then a new one we picked up this year is SAF Mechanical Steels. They kind of work hand in hand with what I do as a full-time job, and I built a relationship with them, and it's been really good too. So there's a long list of people who make this happen for me.
Well, you would have made them all extremely happy with the success on Friday night. Now you got a chance. Now you got the wind in the sails. Now it's time to get more. Knowing you won't be satisfied with just that one win. You want to get after it. Super stock, incredibly tough at Delaware. How about the future? What are you looking at, Brody, down the road?
I mean, in my head, I would love to run a late model, but I know it's just not something that I don't think it's something that I can just pick up and move into. I feel like these super stocks are very on their own. I'm still working with leaf springs. I don't have bump stops. I don't have any of that stuff. We have conventional springs and leaf springs, right? Like we're very simplified. And I mean, my entire career in a full body car, which has only been 4 years, the whole time I've been doing this, it's been with this stuff. It hasn't been with the late model thing. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to sell it all and go do it, but it's just not really something in the cards. And if I could get really, really good at this, I think the inner me would be satisfied.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's lots of guys that make the mistake of trying to make that jump. A affordability issue. B, their crew is put together and everything is just peachy here. And, some guys blow all that up to try and go do something, and it ends up costing them, in the long run, sometimes a real good career in short track racing. Sounds like you're focused in on it, and that's cool. Tell you what, you got the talent. The phone will ring one day, and they'll say, hey, Brody, can you come and drive my late model? And that's where you go, sure can.
Yeah. And I got to give a big shout out to Jack from Brandy Point. They got all those '07 cars out there. A few years ago, he gave me the opportunity to help them out while Nick couldn't drive the car, and I don't think without that, I don't think we would be as far as we are now. Um, Him and Nick have helped me out a ton with this car and just with information between the two of us. And I just learned more. I went to different tracks that I wouldn't have gone to. I mean, Delaware for me is home.
Right.
When I got into a junior late model and we ran the mini track at Delaware, my dad and I's goal was run the big track. That was it. That was as big as it was going to get. And we do that now. And there's family involved and there's sponsors that have been with us for over a decade. I mean, it's something that I don't think I want to reach outside of anymore. And the opportunity I got from Jack was a massive help in getting me where we are now.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that guy. And look what he and Nick have done with the '07 car. My son, Joe Jr., has spotted for the '07, and he gets a look inside those teams when he goes to spot for them. And he's come back and said, Dad, those guys are the real deal. You won't find nicer people. And they're an integral part of this sport. And that even drives that point home even further when he's outside helping cars that are going to be racing against them. That's a cool part. You got to love it. Going to victory lane is even better, though, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when are you on track next?
So we have, I think, 2 weeks off, and then we go 3 or 4 in a row right to the end of our season. So I'm going to play catch up these next couple weeks and get everything so where we can anything I should maybe do now and get it done so I'm ahead of schedule. I'm going to try to get on top of it and then run out the rest of the year as best we can.
Yeah, that's cool. Good focus and going to go after it. Not good news for the competitors, I can tell you that. Will we see you pop up in a Steel City race at Flamboro, or are you going to just concentrate right at Delaware?
So we've talked about it a lot, and we've talked about even just breaking up a schedule and in the big breaks we had. I think if we didn't have the issues that we had at the start of the year, we definitely would have. We would have reached out and we would have went back to Flamboro. I love it there. I love racing there. We just had so many issues that I couldn't get a hold of, and it just took so much time on Monday nights at Delaware, testing every chance I got, that we didn't really have the opportunity to. And it's simple: swap the gear and go out and run. It's not hard to do, so there's no excuse there. But we're not going to show up with something that doesn't run or runs on 4. It's just not worth it, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look good for their series either when you have one car that's 4 laps down on lap 10. That's not a good look either.
Exactly.
But definitely in the future for sure. And I think now I'm more confident with things that I had no idea about before. I've learned more about distributors and coils and modules and all these things that I never really, not that I didn't care, but I wasn't smart with. And now I think this has given me an opportunity to kind of go after that stuff and learn something about it. It forced me to do it, but I think it's a good thing in the end.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? We keep learning all the time. And really, that's what keeps us in this game. I know I just figured something out with Zoom the other day, and I've been using it for 2 years, Brody.
Yep.
So we're always learning. I guess the day we're done learning, time to go do something else, right?
Yeah, and I've thought long and hard about doing something else. I can't think of one thing that would give me the same feeling as this.
Me neither. Dynamite stuff. Congratulations on the win. Hey, where's hometown for you? And how can fans stay up with you on that social media thing?
So originally I'm from St. Thomas, and that's where a lot of my sponsors and all my family comes from. I went to school down here in Sarnia. This was in 2016, 2017. And the normal romance story, met a girl and she was down here. So here I am now. We have a little place down here with a shop just big enough to do this stuff. And I don't see myself moving away from here anytime soon. But if you want to keep up with me, all my stuff is on Facebook and Instagram now, trying to make that happen. We try to post as much as we can, but we're a family, and my wife does majority of the work, and we got a small kid. Things are busy, but we try to keep updated, and we try to keep the fans in the loop with what we're doing and what's upcoming, and any follow on there, we'll keep them up to date.
Well, you do a dynamite job. I've got the same here. If it wasn't for my wife, I'd be somewhere else doing something. She keeps everything going, and man, we couldn't do it alone. Brody, congratulations on the win. Love having you on Race Time Radio, and let's do it again. Look at Jake Sheridan. He started with one win. Now he can't deal with a second place. He's in the win all the time now.
Yeah, you did say to him about having time to polish the trophies. I'm more of the having time to polish the trophies guy, but I'm trying to change that as best I can.
Good deal. Well, you better get used to polishing them. When you go out and do what you did on Friday night by winning them, you did a great job, man. Keep that 83 hopping. I'll be at the track one of these days, but I definitely won't miss an event. Neither can any of the race fans. Get to Delaware on Rogers. If you can't be at the track, go to Delaware at Rogers, and Friday night, watch this guy in the 83 car. Brody, thanks so much for the time.
No, thanks for having me. I really, really appreciate it, Joe.
There we go. That is the 83 car. His name, Brody Rickwood. Did a dynamite job on Friday night. And just the beginning. Watch out. He's going to be going after it. He'll be driving Trevor Culver nuts. We'll be getting Trevor on again. He's not done winning. And when he does, we'll get him on here and look forward to the day. But I kind of think we'll see Brody another time at least before the end of the year. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, out we go to Saskatoon. We'll talk Bridge City 200 with a guy that went to victory lane in the 51 car. Sam Howlett going to come up on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Hey everybody, I'm Summer and we'll be right back on Race Time Radio.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Two-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set-up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to twospeedmotorsports.com. It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Tonight's Race Time Radio is fueled by BP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology, and by Rev TV Canada. From 2 wheels to 4 and so much more. The race is on Rev TV Canada.
From the high banks of Daytona, we cover it all. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. And now, back to Joe's.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Here on Race Time Radio.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio, coming to you live from the Race Time Radio studio. Don't forget, every Tuesday night on Rev TV Canada, you can catch Race Time from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. We're on Rev TV right across the country with this very show. It re-airs on Tuesday night and a couple more times throughout the course of the week if you happen to have missed it. We also want to thank all the guys at the Performance Motorsport Network.com, as well as 98.9 XFM in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And we can't forget about our friends at Gearhead Country Radio. Thanks, Ian, for getting the signal out to everybody on your end of things. It's been a busy weekend. The guys went green today at the Three Rivers. GP3R was today, and they did heat races on Saturday. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. They split the field just like they do for the duels at Daytona. They ran 2 heat races, and you want to talk about elbows up. The guys ran it. They didn't want to wreck their cars because, of course, today is the feature, and they went hard at it. The 96 car ended up winning today. It was just a wild, wild race. And you would have caught it all on Rev TV. That's Canada's ultimate motorsports channel, Rev TV. If you haven't got it yet, what are you doing? Get it. You're missing out on some tremendous races. Let's get back to the Zoom line, shall we? And we'll welcome in the winner of just last night's at Saskatoon. It was the Bridge City 200, and the 51 car continues to tear that place up. It's Sam Howlett. He joins us right now on the Zoom line. What's going on, Sammy? Congratulations on the big win. Hello, Sammy. Have I got you? I can see Sam, but I can't hear him. He's got to turn his microphone off mute. There you go. I got you. Now what's going on there, kiddo?
I had to change my speaker output, too.
There you go. There you go. So you had a decent day in that 51 car.
Yeah, it was okay. It was worse than I expected going into it, but we made it work.
Yeah. How did you qualify? Where did you end up starting the 200?
I qualified 5th. I had a penalty lap because we couldn't quite figure out how to get left side weight out of it.
Oh.
You take 10 pounds out of the left, you put it on put 20 pounds on the right. Total weight changed, left side didn't. I don't know how that works.
Oh, man. Sounds like some of these scales are messed up a little bit.
Yeah, something was off, but had a penalty lap, so our track record beating lap didn't get counted and
man.
Started 5th. So.
Oh, well, you got the job done. Now, 200 laps is a long way around. Sutherland Automotive Speedway is a crown jewel facility. And by the look of the photos we got, looked like the fans turned out. They love this Bridge City 200, and rightfully so. You started 5th. How long did it take you to go out there and lead the parade?
It took quite a bit. We got up to 2nd, I think, before the halfway break. And then with 95 to go, we got spun out and got put to the back.
Oh, man.
But I think it was probably like lap 160, 170. We were probably in the lead.
Wow, you know how to make it interesting. You get turned and then you come back through the field. It takes a lot of composure after you have, something happen to you like that. It can be devastation, right? Getting spun out with, I don't care if there's 100 laps left to go. There's a lot of competitive cars that you got to get by again. Tires are wearing out. Fuel is starting to go. There's a lot of things going on. Who was it that kept you in the game, so to speak?
That one was kind of on me. I've learned over the years in those frustrating moments to turn that into speed. Because when you're mad, you always drive the car faster. And wrecking the car when you're mad just gains nothing. It's a net negative. So if you can turn that into a net positive when you're mad, it's always good.
Yeah, there you go. That's spoken like a true veteran behind the wheel. You got to manage that kind of stuff. In short track racing, with how tight and how fast you guys are going, stuff does happen, and it happens fast. I guess, like you say, got to turn it into a net positive, not a net negative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just amazing. You've had a decent season. I know you've got some wins. We haven't had you on in quite a while. This one here, though, this is a big one.
10,000 to win is always nice. And back-to-back Bridgestone 200 wins is always good.
Yeah. Do it twice. Your name's on there twice. This race is only a couple of years old.
Yeah, I think it started in 22, and to be the first to win two is pretty good.
Yeah, amazing. How's the season been on the Saturday night side? And how about touring? Have you done much touring around, Sam?
Haven't done much touring yet. We're gonna go out to Penticton for the Western Rattler 222. And I think the Twin 75's out there as well. But local racing, it's been not great for us. Been finishing second in the features, and we can win a heat race or two, but those don't count. Those are nothing.
Yeah. You want the feature wins, right? You want the big stuff. You want to be there at the end. And Sam, for a young guy, you got the composure, and you definitely got the talent to put that car in victory lane. Tell us about the crew you got assembled.
I got a late model veteran of Tom Van Gool. He's the race engineer for the team, and he's the one that makes it as fast as it is. Then we got his lifelong friends, Doug and Ryan Kubica. They're our tire guys, and they make sure I got 4 sticky tires to drive to the front.
Yeah, important, right? You got to have all the guys to do it. Rob's your dad, I do believe. It's got to help having that guy in your corner as well. Is he your number one cheerleader?
I think my number one cheerleader is my grandma in the grandstands.
Yeah.
Sometimes her screams might be louder than the cars themselves. It's incredible.
Yeah, you can hear her when you're in the car, right?
Sometimes she's cheering so loud, I might be able to pick it up here and there.
So is it safe to say, Sam, that the Bridge City 200, now you've got it twice, are these the biggest races you've won in your young career yet?
Yes, they're both the biggest races.
Now, what do you got your eye focused in? Now that you've got your trophies there, what are you focused in on for the rest of 2026?
Mainly the Rattler 222 is the big one. The Twin 75's a smaller prize pool. It's not really as important to me, but I really want that 222 win.
Oh, it's such a cool track. We did the Western Rattler a couple of years, broadcast it. It was incredible. The facility is great side-by-side action and wicked fast. Trevor Siebert there, he's one of you guys, right? He's a racer. He wants the best. And by God, he's working it to give everybody the best scenario that they can have. And kind of cool that it's in the setting that it is, cradled in the mountains. You're overlooking Penticton. It's a beautiful setting, and the track's wicked fast. Have you raced there at Penticton yet?
I've raced there 4 times, I believe. No, 3 times. I crashed out of the first race. Those walls there, they're rough when you tap them. At Saskatoon, they're more flat, so when you hit them, it's not so bad. But they're at a bit of an angle, so you ride up them if you tap it.
Yeah, you got to make sure you get your foot out of the throttle, right, or it'll ride you right over.
Oh yeah, and then the last couple races there, we finished second. And then, we finished third, and then we hit in the Twin 75s there, we hit 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's good. So you've got some notes to go by when you get to Penticton. Have you looked at the Canada 200 at Saratoga, or is it too far away?
That one isn't really on our radar right now, but we could look into it.
Yeah, one day, right? That's what it all comes down to. Have you ever looked east and thought maybe you want to go to an Ontario race, or maybe all the way out to Nova Scotia and pick up one of them?
I think my dad was talking about going out to Nova Scotia at some point. He's really pumped about there. He used to live out there back in the day, so he really wants to go back.
Well, yeah, like the IWK 250 or even today's race at Scotia Speed World, the 250 is going on as we speak right now. Both those events are really cool. I think you'd fit like a glove in both of them.
Yeah, I think I'm fast enough to compete at those.
Oh, I would say so. Now, you want to talk about a long haul coming all the way from Saskatoon, and that is home for you, right? You're right out of Saskatoon.
Yeah, I'm like 40 minutes south of Saskatoon.
So, yeah, even that, right? It's a 40-minute jaunt when you go to the track. Nothing's close out there, it seems. You guys have all got to travel in behind when you go to do a race.
Yeah, their tracks are few and far between in Canada. It'd be nice if we could get a couple more, but it is what it is. We make do with what we got.
Do you ever look south of the border into any of the U.S. tracks down there?
I think we were looking at going to Montana earlier this year, but due to budget and with the weight penalties we were going to get, it didn't really make sense for us to go.
Yeah, and it's expensive and really would help if there was a rule book that was consistent, that you didn't have to change anything. Would probably lend itself to more tracks or more racers going to different tracks.
Yeah, I think the main issue is Sutherland Automotive Speedway. They're kind of out on an island with their rule package, but I think they're trying to push for a sanctioning body next year.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I know there's a number of guys out your way that would probably make the trip and go down there and compete. I know all of you would do us proud as Canadians. You're really lighting the lamp. Social media. Are you on it, Sam? Do fans stay up with you on social media?
Yeah, we have a couple pages. We got Howlett Racing on TikTok and Facebook, Instagram. Got a YouTube page too. Don't really upload on that, but it's mainly TikTok and Instagram, I'd say.
Yeah, well, you do a good job. I know that's where I've seen a lot of stuff on you, and it's always great. You know, you can surf around in there and find out a little more about the driver and the crew that you got put together. That's cool. Sponsorship on the 51. Who did you make smile yesterday with the big win?
Got our main sponsor, Lundgaard. Got Van Gool Trucking. Greg Van Gool. He's I think he's Tom Van Gool's nephew, actually. And we got Purple Touch Designs and SAS Media Group. And who else? Oh yeah, and my aunts and uncles at Gregland Farm.
Yeah, gotta love it. You got good support on the 51. You're winning races. Everything's coming together perfect. Next race for you is when?
It will be not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, on the 22nd, I believe. That's the 222.
Right on. When will you leave? When will you leave home and head there? It's got to be a good 14, 15-hour trip, right?
I think we'll probably leave early Thursday or late Wednesday to make it there.
Well, and it's good, too. You got to know Trevor Siebert has tons of practice for you guys. When you get there, you're going to be able to test and tune a bit and get comfortable for the 222. This is really going to be cool. And you're coming in as the Bridge City 200 winner. A lot of eyeballs going to be on you there, Sam. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, it'll be a real test of what I got and the car we can bring. It should be fun.
You're going to do it, kiddo. You're in with with a lot of guys that are just like you. It's going to be a competitive race. Good luck. Congratulations on the Bridge City 200 win, and thanks so much for your time tonight on Race Time. We genuinely appreciate it. We'll get you back on here as the season wraps up, hopefully with another win.
Yeah, hopefully. But it was nice as always. And hopefully be back soon.
You want to believe it. Sammy, thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, no worries.
Driver the 51, Sam Howlett gets it done. The Bridge City 200. That's a tough one to win. Texting with Trevor. He ended up fifth, I do believe. And I want to say that Riley was on the podium, third spot, somewhere around there. So a lot of good competition. And now the focus is going to turn. And by the look of it, they're all heading to Penticton. It should make for a really good Western Rattler 222. We're going to hit a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to grab some young, rising Canadian talent. We're going to have Kayne McAllister on the show. If you haven't seen Kayne yet, you're in for a treat. Stick around. We will be back. Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Stewart's Equipment with 4 locations, 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer, featuring Kubota, turn faster, cut smarter, power up for spring, servicing South Central Ontario since 1955. It's at Stewart's Equipment.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. Stop by a Napa Auto Parts store. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and newsbreakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio. So glad you could tune in tonight. A little bit more here with GP3R that took place for NASCAR Canada. It went green today. Just a wild race. There was 30-plus cars. Tough day for DJ Kennington in that Castrol 17 car. He ended up out of the race early on in this one. I happen to have missed why he exited early, but it must have been a mechanical or something along those lines. But DJ Kennington out early. Other tragedy, Sam Fellows in his 87 car. Ended up, car went on fire, and we see fires in a race car. We hate seeing that. But Sam, a little bit of flame coming out the right front, and he wound the car up, and he was looking for a runoff lane so he could get off the racetrack. And he found one, but the whole time Sam was looking for that, the fire was building under the hood. Now, normally with an oil fire, when, you see hot oils hit the headers, it'll light up and it looks spectacular. But as soon as the car stops, the air stops going to that and an oil fire will go out. And that's what I was kind of thinking was happening with Sam Fellows. And, man, I'll tell you what, he pulled over, got to that runoff lane, and the smoke went from like a gray, white smoke into a black smoke, and that isn't good. That was fire, and it was, one of his tires, his right front tire had lit up, and with that, air isn't going to put that baby out. They had to get the extinguishers on it, did massive damage to the 87. Good news was Sam did get out of the race car, but I'll tell you what, his 87 car, that thing, he's going to have to rebuild the whole thing, I would believe. So a tough day there. Alex Tagliani was looking real good. He won a Radical Cup race yesterday, did decent in the heats, was on the podium, heads to the feature, and something happened to the 80 car. He was up in the top three and come off a turn, and the car just drove straight into the fence. And ended Alex Tagliani's day. Again, lucky to see Alex get out, but his 80 car, they'll be rebuilding that one. Donnie Thompson's got his work cut out. We'll talk some more about NASCAR Canada as the show progresses, but let's get back to the Zoom line, shall we? I can see our next guest is ready to go. He's been a busy youngster, I'll tell you. Corey McAllister's son is Kayne McAllister. He joins us now. He's becoming a veteran in this sport, winning races. He won last week on the dirt at the Big O in his Outlaw Sprint. And then they turned and went down south. He went to a racetrack I can't even pronounce, Volabois or something like that. He qualified fourth in time trials, ran third in the heat race, ended up coming home 10th against the best in the Nationals. And now they've turned, not on their way home. They're going to Iowa next. And Kayne will be running again here in short order. But he joins us on the Zoom line right now. Kayne, what's going on? Congratulations on the big win, buddy.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, it's been a tough season, and we're getting really good. And, yeah, we're just doing a lot of racing and a lot of traveling.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what it takes, right? For you to get to all these different racetracks, you're really laying them down right now. You had a decent night, too, your last night out. I know you finished 10th, but you got to remember that's against the best in the country. Those were the Nationals.
Yeah, like last night, we had a car flipped, and then we had a lot of rats, and there's a lot of cautions and reds, and I got past them, and we brought the car home in one piece, and now we're coming to English Creek.
Yeah, English Creek, Iowa. That's going to be cool. Have you been to that racetrack, Kayne, or have you just seen it online?
I have not been there, but me and my dad have watched some videos.
Yeah, that's critical, right? So that you can get an idea of what you're stepping into. You got to be pretty excited heading to this one.
Yeah, I'm really excited for my racing career, and I like to go to different places and see if I can try my best and see if I can get really good at anywhere.
Well, you're getting really good. You're doing a really good job. Now, I got to also mention this. I noticed that you changed your car number. I believe that was, back in May or June. You changed your car number to number 18.
Yeah.
Why did you change your car number?
I really wanted to change it. I wasn't with Dad's number. I went with my own number because I was born 2018 and my birthday's 2018.
Oh, that's cool. That's the way to do it. So you're going to have your own identity, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, Kayne. You're doing a fantastic job. What is the biggest thing that you've learned so far this year? You've gone to victory lane. You're doing good in races. What's your biggest learning thing that you picked up on and went, aha?
Like Ohsweken last year, I think it's the biggest thing. I tried battling for like wins and stuff, but it wasn't wanting to work. So I kept on trying and trying to get past Braden and Emmett. So I tried, and now this year I'm being like Emmett or Braden.
Yeah. So now you're with the competition, and now they're chasing you.
Yeah. Now they're really chasing me, and everybody is, and I'm coming through the field, and I'm getting a lot of passes through the cars.
Yeah. So do you like that part of it, Kayne? Do you like starting a little bit deeper in the field and maybe having a little bit more of a challenge? Because now you got to come through traffic. You got to be getting good at coming through traffic now.
Yeah, like I started from back in 12 laps, and there was like 16 cars, and then I came from the back. I went to the first, and then we had another feature. Well, I was really lucky. I started first, and then I just kept on going.
Yeah, good stuff. Kayne, in your division of cars, do you have a spotter? Can you talk to anybody on the radio, or do you just listen?
The only spotter I have is the track owners, because they can say like yellow, green, all of that. And then for my dad, he does it too at Ohsweken.
Mm-hmm.
So at Sawball, and he has a spotter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like betting. Like you don't know if you have a spotter or you don't have a spotter.
Yeah, so you got to get good at driving the car and really relying on yourself to be able to think ahead and see ahead. When you're driving your race car, Kayne, are you looking at the car right in front of you, or are you looking past him even more so towards the front?
I think I'm just going straight and just trying to go passing.
Yeah. So do you like passing on the low side of the speedway, or do you like getting up on the high side like your dad? He loves running on the high side of a racetrack and letting it fly.
Same. I love the high. Every lap I do, I just pass on the high.
Well, you gotta love it. So where are you guys now? I know you're en route to Iowa. Are you pulled over for the night? Are you gonna camp tonight?
We're doing maintenance right now, and yeah, we're just trying to see before the track. We pulled over at a house where Kyle Beatty is, and then we're just gonna work before the show.
Nice. So do you do much work on the race car? I bet your dad makes you do some stuff on it.
I mostly clean it, or I mostly take off the wheels.
Yeah. So you're learning even the maintenance end of the racing, and that's probably really critical to learn all of that too, right?
Yeah, and then we take some breaks, and I can play on my four-wheeler. I go through the trails.
Well, you got to have a little bit of fun too, right?
Yeah, or I just take off a little early and I ride it through the trails like my neighbor's house.
Good stuff, Kayne. Good to hear that you're having the fun of it as well. You're really looking forward to this English Creek, right?
Yeah, I've never been there, but I'm hoping I have a good chance. And it's like a little bit of mill bridge, but it's wider.
Oh, it's a wider speedway.
And straightaways.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Hey, bud, you haven't got much longer, and you're going to be heading back to school, and you'll have to hit the books instead of the racetrack. Well, you can on the weekends still, but, man, you're going to be back in school here in short order. You're going to have to get as much racing in as you can now.
Yeah, my teachers are not happy. I'm missing all my schoolwork. So that's why I don't listen to them. I just go racing.
Well, you got to listen to them. You got to listen to your mom and dad. That's for sure. There won't be any racing for you. You got to keep them happy for sure. And I know your dad, and he loves winning. So you're going to have to go out and try your hardest. I know you will.
Yeah, me and him, we love to win.
Yeah, I know you do. Kayne, this has been great catching up with you. Is your mom and dad doing any social media where fans can follow you along?
I got my own Facebook page. McAllister Racing.
McAllister Racing. Okay, so that's where we'll keep our eyes glued. You're going to get to the racetrack. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get to English Creek Racetrack? What's the first thing you're going to do?
We're going to go look at the track and see if it's going to be slick or is it going to be dry.
Which one do you like? Do you like a dry track or do you like it where it's loose?
I think I would not like it dry because then I would be bouncing all over. I would take a tiny bit of slick, but then I would have to tighten up my car.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to keep your dad up to date on what's happening on the track. He'll give you the right adjustments.
Yeah. We always work on the car, and we always just see if we can do any changes.
Yeah, well, you will. I can almost guarantee it. Kayne, you got to do us a favor. You be safe and give her all you got. I know you're gonna. Maybe you'll come away with another checkered flag.
Yeah, I'm always coming for a checkered flag, and yeah.
Well, and you get those trophies. You're going to have to take them to Two Speed Motorsports and set them up so that when everybody comes in, you can say, hey, look at my trophies.
Yeah. I usually mostly put them in my room.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to bring them out when your dad has an open house. You'll have to bring some of them along so that we get a chance to see them.
Yeah. I think they're mostly gonna get built a trophy case.
That's a good idea. Get a trophy case. You're getting how many wins do you have this year?
1 DQ and 6 wins.
You got 6 wins already. That's fantastic. Well, go after win number 7 at English Creek. When do you go racing? Is it tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Okay. We'll all be watching. Kayne, thanks so much for the time tonight on Race Time. You go win some races, will you?
Yeah, and can I also thank my sponsors?
Yes, you sure can. You fire away.
Wilkin Roofing, Strike Energy System, Homeland Auto Service, Coming Clean Laundry Uniform, Vicky Sandbot State Care, Raptor Filters, Epic Racewear, Shipper Media, Workplace Safe, Elevated Workplace Safety, CM Precision, Caldecott Marites, Service, SKE, Kyle Beatty Racing, Plus Power, JRT Custom, and Two Speed Motorsports.
Well, good job, kiddo. You fit them all in, and you're going to do them awful proud. I can guarantee it. They'll be happy. When their driver hits victory lane, that's what they want to do, and I know you're driven to go do that. You go after it, okay, Kayne? Thanks so much for the time.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
You betcha, buddy. We'll have you again. Go win some more.
See ya.
That's young Kayne McAllister right there. How about that? Isn't that cool? Young rising talent in Canada. And that youngster right there is doing a dynamite job. Look at the experience that he's getting. Going from track to track. He's living the dream. How about that? And I'll tell you what, Corey and his wife will be right on him to make sure that schoolwork stays up. And when the schoolwork is up, that means a race car can come out and you can go racing. It's a comfortable balance for these youngsters. And I know he'll be doing it just perfect. Our next guest is pre-recorded. The other day, I wanted to make sure with Markham coming up that we had an opportunity to hear from an IndyCar driver. And I thought, hey, why don't we get the number 7, Christian Lundgaard, and if we could get his spotter, it's Jeff Gotelaer. We've heard from Jeff on the show before. Wouldn't it be cool if we can get that team and get the two guys together and, do a piece with them and get everybody ready to go from Markham? So that's precisely what we did. They're running Portland right now, so it would have been impossible to get the guys live. I got them set up just the other day, and we recorded it. I'm going to play it for you now, and hope you enjoy it. Get ready for Markham. Go ahead, Sue. Welcome back, everybody, to Race Time Radio. Of course, we've got Markham coming up next weekend. IndyCar rolls into town. We got NASCAR Canada. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming. Brand new venue. And if there is a wild card race for these drivers, I believe this is the one. And to talk more about that wild card aspect, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have an IndyCar driver with a little Canadian twist to it? And that's precisely what we've got. How about this? We've got a 2-time winner this year in IndyCar. We have Christian Lundgaard with us, and we have his spotter, Jeff Gotelaer, with us. First of all, Christian, welcome to Race Time Radio. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very well. How are you?
Fantastic, my friend. And Jeff, we got to welcome you as well. And how are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us on.
Well, these guys are set up in Portland, of course, getting ready for this weekend's race. So we may be talking about a 3-time winner as opposed to 2-time winner. But, Christian, you've had success in Canada already in your career. You're a couple of years into this venture. You're a 3-time winner, not just a 2-time winner, and you have hit pay dirt here in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of good races in the past couple of years. It's my first win came in Canada. It took me 3 years to get the next one, obviously, this year, and we've now ticked two off the box. But obviously, looking to add another one next week in Canada and see what we can do. Obviously, it's a new venue, new track. I did love the streets of Toronto as they were before, but I also do love a new challenge. So just from that perspective, it's going to be cool. And obviously having Jeff on the radio.
Well, and Jeff would have to wear a mask if we were back in Toronto. He couldn't go down Lakeshore Boulevard without the coppers chasing him because he used to do his share of speeding on those roads. Jeff, it's kind of cool when you're with a winner like this in IndyCar. You've advanced your career quite a bit too.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. There's many situations that I think I'm pretty darn lucky to be here, not only in the series but with a good team like Aaron McLaren and a great driver like Christian, and then actually to get my personal first win at the Brickyard. Can't think of a better place to get a win. And overall, I'm very, very blessed to be in this situation.
Albeit we are, Markham is a place that I know you have gone down these streets that you guys are going to be competing on, but it's kind of, there's not going to be much. The spotter's going to translate over to the driver this time around with everything being new.
No, it's not. It's right now, looking towards Markham, we're looking at, for me personally, is pit out and just trying to get to an elevated position just to see as much as we can in the event that there's an issue that I can forewarn them about. But for me here, my main focus is pit out and those first couple S's just in case there's an issue when it comes to practice and qualifying.
Christian, I alluded to the possibility of a wild card race that Markham could turn into. Do you look at it that way as a driver?
I wouldn't say so. I guess you can say all street course races are wild cards in that perspective, because a lot of carnage always happens. There's a lot of blind corners. There's a lot of things that you can't see happening in front of you, and that's really where the extra eyes from the spotter really helps. Obviously, just preventing you from being a part of that. Again, if someone decides to throw it up the inside of you and you don't see it, and you're the first cars in it, there isn't much you can do. But I think from a street course and an oval perspective, it really makes a difference. Having that extra set of eyes, and obviously Jeff being from home in Canada, and knowing the streets a lot better than I do, maybe that may come to our advantage.
Well, he'd be able to tell you where all the bars are if you guys are going to be doing any kind of partying at the end. I know Hinch come real close to winning on the streets of Toronto back in the day. Don't believe he ever did do what you did. But what would it mean to you to win in Markham, the inaugural race for a new course? You'd be firmly on the trophy in the number one slot. It'd mean a lot, I imagine.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it is one thing I haven't done in my career is win the first event at a new venue. Obviously Markham's high on that list. I have won in Canada and Toronto before. Obviously we all want to win DC, but I think Markham as well is one of those. It's a new venue, and your name will be the first name forever, and that's one of those. Little things you want in history that you want to keep with you forever.
Any chance you guys have rallied IndyCar to get extra practice time now that it's the new spot? Everybody's, trying to get familiar with it. Did you try and get some more practice time, you guys?
That is an ongoing conversation every day. We're very limited on testing. In general, I believe we have 3 days of testing a year outside of the race weekends. And obviously we have the 2 practices before qualifying. We have a warm-up, a third practice session essentially, and then race day. Personally, I do like the aspect of the limited practice throughout race weekends, because it brings a bigger unpredictability to the race, and whoever figures it out first it's more rewarding that way versus everyone being on an even playing field, I may say.
Yeah, and that's probably key, right? Especially these days in racing. And it doesn't matter whether you're talking the pinnacle of racing right down to the starter classes. The pressure's always on to make it more affordable, try and make it more parity, trying to keep things close. But really, the strategy of the race does come into play like that. Jeff, when you get into this practice session, what are you going to be concentrating on for the team?
Well, I'm hoping that, whatever condition we're in track-wise, whether it's dry or wet, is going to be will mirror what we have for qualifying in the race on Saturday or on Sunday. But for me personally, for what I'm looking for is just figure out where people are turning in and just where people are braking and just kind of taking mental notes of that. And then usually we'll have a debrief after practice. And, if there's anything that I see, I'll text my stuff into our engineering chat. And, but for me personally, it's just, first and foremost, is finding a good location right now.
And another set of eyes, all part of that strategy. This is really going to be an awesome race, especially with the talent that is coming in. What will you concentrate on, Christian? I know you want to win the race, but what are you going to be focused in on day number 1 and then working your way into race time?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just figuring the track out, right? It's when is it going left, when is it going right? The small details of drain covers, where the bumps really are. Is there any area from the track walk that we notice that we need to avoid? Just thinking back at the old track in Toronto, right, where we had this massive drain cover in the 10, 11, 12 section where there was multiple different lines, and those are the things that we will discuss with Jeff, in terms of who's driving which lines, who's competitive, and those kind of things. Obviously, we'll be trying to tune the car into the best performing window possible and execute with that, right? I just said before that I like the limited time, but if we don't figure it out, you're in the position you wish you had more time. But that's the challenge of IndyCar, and that's the challenge of racing, and that's why we all love the sport.
Yeah, and it's nice to have teammates too, right? You got more veins of information coming into the central nervous system. The push to pass, I've always loved that about IndyCar. Have you ever used a race where you didn't use all your push to pass?
I actually think my win in Road America this year, I had 9 seconds left.
Really?
Yep. So you can even win a race without using it all, apparently.
Now was that a driver mistake going, damn, I should have used it? Or was it something where I just flat out didn't need it?
Well, it comes down to a couple of different things. Using the push to pass obviously burns a lot more fuel. And if you are in a situation where you have to save fuel, you can't really use it. Road America specifically we were in a fuel save race where we had to save a little more fuel than the rest of the field. And a late caution evened us all out, right? We weren't actually limited on fuel at that time, but if I'm not mistaken, I had 19 seconds of push to pass at the end of at the start of that last restart, but I didn't have to use any more to defend the lead. But you're also in this position where you need to save in case something happens. So I wanted to save some push to pass for the end, obviously, if I made a mistake late on the lap or for whatever reason it may be.
How much of a boost do you get with that push to pass? Is it an extra 100 horse, 5 horse? What is it? Can you feel it in the seat when you hit that? Is it going, wow, look at this?
So it's actually very interesting. It's an interesting feeling. I believe it's 50 horsepower more from push to pass. You feel more of a difference when you turn it off than when you turn it on. Because you have much more of an acceleration, which you don't really feel because it's over a longer period of time, where once you turn it off, you actually feel the car decelling.
Oh, well, yeah, and that would be a wild feeling, right, Jeff? You'd be going, hey, where are you going? Christian, get back up here. My button's out, buddy.
and that's one of the things, even from my end, that I'll let either my strategist, Kyle Moyer, or myself will let him know, what guys got left on, as we call it, on the button. So we all know what everyone else, the players around us, have as well. That's all part of the strategy.
Well, I can tell you guys, I honestly appreciate the time here on Race Time Radio. I know our viewers all do. Everybody is excited for Markham, and I know if I don't cut you guys loose, Lauren is going to peg me to a wall somewhere, and I don't want to make that lady mad. You guys have got a great team, and we just can't thank you enough for the time. I know how much pressure you guys are on to do what you do, and so nice of you to cut away and come away with the short track guys for a bit. We're all going to be out at Markham cheering the number 7 on, I can guarantee that. You would have gained a pile of Canadian race fans this weekend, bud.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I got to go run and do my autograph session now.
Yeah, good deal. Jeff, you got to do me a favor. Can you get me one of Christian's cards? We'll put it up in the studio. Nice autographed one.
Definitely will. We'll get you hooked up, Joe.
That's fantastic. Gentlemen, thanks again, and good luck this weekend in Portland, and definitely good luck on the streets of Markham. This is going to be awesome.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
Thanks, Joe.
There we go. There we go, everybody. Great catching up with Jeff and Christian. Just a great guy, right? A great IndyCar driver. And I got a feeling that they're going to do some big things next weekend when we get to Markham. So cool that they were able to carve out some time for us on Race Time. We don't have IndyCar guys on a lot, right? We have in the past. We've had Paul Tracy on and a bunch of different guys, but it's been a long time. and we genuinely appreciate it. I have been to the Honda Indy Toronto, covered that race quite a few years right in a row, and what an exciting show. If you've never seen an IndyCar race and you get an opportunity to go to Markham, take it. Go and see that race. And we got NASCAR Canada to boot. Kind of nice to see them back on the racetrack in a big venue like this. Our Canadian guys will do us proud. It'll be a wicked race, you can guarantee it. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk trucks, Canadian super trucks, and Dave Vennard went to Victory Lane just last night out in Saskatoon. He's going to join us on the other side of the break. Stay with us, one and all. We will return. Stay with us.
Racetime Radio is fueled by VP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by 2-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set-up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to 2speedmotorsports.com. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Kubota in Erin has provided top-of-the-line equipment featuring a full line of Kubota tractors and attachments. Let our knowledgeable veteran sales team match you up with the right product, complete with full parts and service for 70 years. Stewart's not only gets you going, but keeps you going. Stewart's Equipment. Get the job done. It's time for over 30 years. Quick fire starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your quick fire starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick fire starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick fire starters. The world's best fire starter.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Indy-Ganesh, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
And now, back with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. Big weekend, just before we get to our next guest. Big weekend at Scotia Speed World. The Pro Stock Tour was back under the green flag just today. It was a rain out from yesterday. It was the iconic Summer Clash 250. Going to Victory Lane, if you don't want to know, plug your ears. Here it goes. The 67 of Dylan Blankhorn went to Victory Lane. Black Betty got it done. That brand new Peltier car that he's got went to Victory Lane. And we also want to congratulate Kyle Bent yesterday went to victory lane in the Sportsman 100 in that 6 car for Jerry Hayes. They were so excited, I'll tell you. Got a chance to watch that race just yesterday. But there you go. There's your big winners from Scotia Speed World. It was a busy, busy day out in Saskatoon yesterday. And finally, the Canadian Super Trucks had a day that they weren't getting rained on. Finally, the sun came out. They went to work on that beautiful speedway. And going to victory lane was Dave Vennard in the 7 truck. He joins us now on the Zoom line. David, congratulations on yet another win.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. It was a good night. We had a good turnout. Good turnout for fans. It was probably the biggest crowd I've seen there in quite a while. For us, it was a big night for Collicut Energy, one of our main advertising partners. They came in had a big presence, and it was nice to see them there. The Full Throttle 4 deal that's part of the Auto Clearing Speedway, which is renamed YXE Auto. We've got 4 races this season with them. We're having a points group for the 4 races. That was race 2. We're going to have 2 races on the final night on the 29th to crown a champion for that. So yeah, a lot of good things going on. We've got a good group. The racing was good. The weather was perfect. We had a little clouds roll in, thought we were going to get rained out. Next thing you know, the weather cleared up and it was a beautiful night for racing. The 200 lap show was really good. I guess Sam was on here earlier, told you about that. And I mean, that was a good show to watch. They had a good turnout, had good racing. Saskatoon, it's just a good place to come and race. Like I always say, it kind of reminds me of Race City.
Well, I'm looking at the photos, and we got to thank Brett for sending the photos in. Just sportsphotography.ca if you want to go have a look. He's got some beautiful photos on there that he took from the Bridge City 200 and the truck race. Did you guys get all 100 laps in?
Our race, because of timing, was changed. It was actually a 50-lap race this time. You never know whether you've got a big late model show. For the most part, it's the understanding that we want to get that show in. We wanted to start that show by 8 o'clock, which it did start by. So we understand that we're part of the entertainment. We need to do our part. Everybody needs to do what it takes to make sure at the end of the day we get everything in that we're supposed to be getting in. And the people, we put on a pretty good race in 50 laps. I think we had a couple of cautions, but it's right now the group is pretty much separated by 4/10 in timing in. So it's really tight racing. So you can come from the back, but you're going to earn it. Lots of passing on the outside yesterday. I mean, it's tight racing. Everybody, you can throw a blanket over them.
Yeah,
Ricky Summers has come on board. He's, certainly an experienced guy. He's running up front. Our young guys are doing really well. Caden Fraser, the young fella out of Williams Lake, he led, half the race. It's just, there used to be just the O'Connells and Caveman and a few people that ran up front. Now it seems, there's more people in the group. We've probably got, on any given night, there's easily 6 guys that can win. Easily.
That's cool. And that's what you want, right? Even as a competitor, you want to have the competition. You want it so that when you win the race, you're making a statement because you ended up beating the best in the trucks on that day. And that's what you want even as a competitor. You guys have been plagued with rain. I know when you went to Grand Prairie, again, rain got you there. Is there going to be, Dave, any makeup or a chance to make up any races? Or are we getting too late in the season?
Well, what's going to happen is for the Full Throttle 4 that we've got going with YXE, we're going to end up running 2 features on the 29th to clear that up so that we get 4 separate features, 4 separate opportunities for points and a win. There has been some talk about possibly getting back up to height on the 13th of September, I believe it is. That's still sort of in the talks just because what sometimes happens is once the season ends, we can't really add points races on that aren't on our schedule because people make commitments. So that would be more so something that we're doing just to be. We want to stay in good graces with our friends up in Grand Prairie. They're repaving their track. There's a lot of positive energy up there. BJ, Ian, those guys really know how to make things happen. They've built that place up. So we want to be part of the future, but on the same side of the coin, I don't want to show up there with 8 or 9 trucks when we should be showing up with 12 or 14. So we'll see what happens. As for right now, we've got one more race night. We're gonna have 2 features, so it's 2 opportunities for points for people to, close the gap on the full throttle 4. I think Grant Mills is in the lead for that at this point, but we'll see what happens. It's there's a lot of racing to be done yet. That's pretty well half of that is still left to go. We had 4 races, we've done 2, so we'll kind of see how that goes.
Well, and make no mistake, when you're out in Saskatoon area, everything is a long tow. It's not like this is going to be an hour and a half turnaround. If you commit to going back to GP, that's a long drive, man. You're looking at 8 to 10 hours of hauling time one way. So, like you say, you got to make sure that it's going to be the right call. If it was earlier in the year, and you sort of had that date picked out that if you had trouble, you could pull it out and use it. But that isn't the case right now.
No, I mean, it's 10 hours. 10 hours from Saskatoon to Grand Prairie. It's 5 hours from Edmonton to Grand Prairie. It's 6.5 hours from Lacombe to Grand Prairie. It's 8 hours from Calgary. So, I mean, it's a drive for everybody. And that's part of it. You want to be part of a touring series. That's kind of how this goes. There's a big difference between racing Saturday night in Saskatoon 8 times or being on the road 6 times. I had a good chat on Saturday night with Trevor Siebert. So there's some potential. We're going to go back to his track in Penticton. That's a really good place for us. We've raced really well there a few times. It gives us a little bit different look. That's a very, very fast, very, very well run, very nice quarter-mile track. The trucks fit that track really well. Would certainly look forward to doing that. May end up in 2027 having this series, so it's 1 race per month, 100-lap races, probably trying to make that happen with getting maximum 14 plus trucks at each race, making them into big events. So that could be how it goes next year, which might limit the amount of times we get back to Saskatoon. We'll see. I love to go to Saskatoon too. Sure. They do a good job there. The track's been around a long time. It's got some really good routes. And at the end of the day, MNP, who's our major sponsor, they'd like to see us go back there also as much as we can. So, I mean, we got to kind of move it around. That's sort of what we do. It's that's how we have racers from Williams Lake. We have racers from Grand Prairie, from Calgary, from Saskatoon, from Wainwright, from Edmonton. It's not just from one area now. No, you got to mix it up, and that's cool. Final event coming up for you then. I know it's going to be a condensed, and we're going to have more than one points day. Are you ready to go for the end of August? Our group is. We got a good group of guys. There's probably going to be 12 or 13 trucks at that event, so it'll be good. We want to finish off strong as we have. That's where we crown the championship, it seems, the last 3 years in a row. So I feel good. I feel good about the group. We've got some guys that are getting ready to win. So Brian Sparks was out in the 14 truck this weekend, ran really fast. The 2 young guys, Davin Korpinski and Braxton Clues, I mean, they ran, some really good laps. Braxton's just kind of feeling it out right now and trying to find the edge of driving that truck with the 10-inch tires on it. The guy's a champion from Saskatoon, so he's going to be winning races in the trucks. That's kind of what happens when you're a champion. So, like I said, we got to try to keep our people happy that race. We got to keep our sponsors happy. I mean, MNP there, we're talking with them now to move on to a little longer deal coming up. So hopefully that turns out good. They had a good presence out of Prince George for night 2 of our 2-day show there. Lord Co was there for night 1. Another really good group of people that, are very supportive of racing, understand short track racing, understand the people that do it. So that's, those are kind of some of the things we've just got to work on and keep working on them over the winter.
Any more trucks in process of being built? You'd be a good guy to ask. You'd have your ear to the pipe. Any sign of more trucks being built to get out?
Right now, the fellas at Wainwright Racing Supplies, they've got one truck that they're working on right now. There's probably, I would say, 3 or 4 trucks that'll be available here by Christmas.
Cool.
There's 2 or 3 people that are looking at swapping over, moving away from a traditional local series and trying this for a little bit. So I would expect probably 3 or 4, 3 for sure. We're going to have new guys out next year.
Yeah, good.
One might be a younger lady that's racing in Saskatoon now that's wanting to consider that. So absolutely. I mean, we got to grow. We need to get a couple of trucks every year.
Final question for you, and then we got to move along. Sponsorship on that 7. You must have made somebody real happy with getting that win in front of that big audience there last night.
Well, I don't manage to find too much sponsorship for myself. We're pretty much trying to do what we can as a group. We pay toll money rather than money to win. So the effort that's put out to get sponsors, we try to have that so the greater group can continue to grow. Generally in these series, especially when it's just gathering up some inertia, the people that are winning don't as often need funding as the people that are finishing 7th and 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So our mantra has been keep our focus on the group sponsors and the contingency people we have, which is a good list we ended up with through Garth and Herm Hordell and Mark Burton. They gathered us up some very good people to work with. So at the end of the day, MNP, we can't really do it without them. They're the people that have come on board with Collicut Energy with lots of really, really positive movement. I mean, these people are professionals. They know how to operate marketing. So they do things for us that we, as a group of racers, wouldn't necessarily come up with on our own. I mean, we're lucky we've got Garth Hazelhurst and Herm Hordell. They understand that also. So at the end of the day, it's all part of gathering up some momentum, which, next year should be a bigger year.
Well, another growth year for the Canadian Super Trucks. That's dynamite stuff. I know Herm has been pretty excited over the last couple of days, and he was coming right off the chip last night with the crowd, with the weather, and finally it all comes together for you guys. Good on you. Congratulations on the win, and you got to keep it up. We'll get you back on, or at least we'll have the winner on. I can guarantee you that after the next race. And we may have 2, right? You got more than 1 race on one day.
Absolutely. There may be 2 winners.
Yeah, you watch out.
You're going
to be the guy with the target on his back.
Yeah, well, maybe. You never know how that goes, right? Every day is a new day at the racetrack. No 2 days are exactly the same.
Yeah, and we love it. Absolutely. Dave, thanks so much for the time tonight. Keep it up, man. Keep her going.
All right. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon, Joe.
You bet. That's Dave Vennard right there. Goes to Victory Lane in Saskatoon. That's what you want to do, and Dave gets the job done, and that's what you need to do. And how about that? Working on the organizing side of it as well, not just a competitor. He's also helping the whole big picture to move forward. Got some new trucks coming on. Future's looking bright for the Canadian Super Trucks and definitely for that 7 truck. Our next guest is out in BC. He's getting ready to go for another couple huge events coming up. We got sprint cars coming in to Saratoga Speedway. We've also got the Canada 200 that's going to be here before you know it. And to talk more about all of that is Mr. Daryl Crocker. What's going on, D? How are you?
Hey, Joe, how you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So it's been a busy year so far out in Victoria there, and things going to ramp up here big time next weekend.
Yeah, we've got a really big August coming up. We've had a great season so far. We've got our Neil Montgomery Memorial Wing Sprint Car. It's a Lordco Sprint Car Spectacular weekend coming up. We're expecting 20, maybe even a couple more than that, wing sprint cars. So it's going to be the biggest wing sprint car event on the island here in probably 20 years. So we're super excited about it. We got all the heavy hitters coming. Of course, Aaron Willison's going to be here, who has had an incredible season. You know, he's going to have a target on his back. Everybody's trying to chase him down. He's so fast right now. And Jeff Montgomery, of course, in the Saratoga Speedway car. And, we've got so many fast guys. We've got Eric Humphreys coming from California. Stuart Lee, local guy, super fast. He won this event last year. Some old savvy veterans like Randy Price. So we've really got a lot of guys here that it's gonna be a really good show.
So what happens now with James White? Yeah, of course, he's super modified guy, but the sprint cars come in. Or have you got a super modified race for him to jump into? Or is he going to pull out a sprint car from somewhere?
No, I don't think Jim's going to be here this weekend. He's doing a super modified thing. He actually sold his sprint car, and Randy Price owns that car now. So Randy will be in that car this weekend racing. They ran in Evergreen, Washington last weekend and had a pretty good showing. So
yeah, I had Willison on. I had Willison on just it was Thursday night because a week ago my system blew up and I had to forego the show. But we did make it up through the week. So if you're watching tonight and you happen to have missed it, get clicking on that on our YouTube channel. You can hear what I got with Aaron Willison. Yeah, Aaron Willison's excited to get to Victoria this coming weekend.
Oh yeah, I mean Aaron is he's the benchmark right now. You know, he's such a talented guy. I mean, it's so seldom that you see someone nowadays in racing that drives the car, builds the engine, does all the mechanical, does all the setup. You know, he's one of the very few, and it shows how good he is.
Yeah, and he turned around, Daryl. He'd be the first guy to your pit to help you out if something was going wrong, even though he's going to run against you in the next race. That's Willison.
Yeah, absolutely. He helps guys all the time. He's an open book. You know, he's the NST series is so strong out here right now. In huge part to Rob Layton for starting that and all the hard work he's done. But certainly on the competitor side of things, Aaron deserves some credit for really pushing people to get into the class and really being an advocate for it when he's away racing at all these other $1 million races and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he's the first one to say that if you want the best competition in an asphalt wing sprint car, you need to come to the Northwest because that's where it is.
Yeah, it's happening and guaranteed. Robbie's done such a good job putting all that together, being a sprint car team owner as well, and, just making everything work in with Saratoga. He makes a lot of things happen in the province of BC. You can guarantee that. Before I ask you about the Canada 200, how about you? What are you going to do? Because you like racing yourself. Are you able to jump in these races?
I've run 3 times up here so far this year. I run my BC late model, which I'll run in the 200. And then we had a Northwest Super Late Model Series event here in June as well. And I managed to get a car together for that and ran in that race as well. But that's pretty much it for me this year. I'm so busy, doing stuff at the Speedway. So I'm fortunate we've got really, really good people in place. So on those weekends, I'm able to focus on racing as much as I can. It's still hard. It's really hard. But so I'll get 4 weekends in racing myself this year.
And one other quick note, if you don't mind. Back when Western Speedway, iconic racetrack in Victoria, when it shut down, and it shut down now a few years ago, there was talk back then that the ownership group or a group of individuals was going to look for another site to put Western Speedway back on the map and fire it all up again. Has that ever materialized? Was that just anxious people thinking when Western shut down that they were going to try and do something? Is that still an issue?
That is still, we work on it every day. I'm a part of that group. And, timelines, the time just flies by. It's unbelievable how much time it takes. You kind of go in circles and it's one step forward, two steps back, but it's still very much active. We're still moving forward. I like to say, I don't know how close we are to the end of the book, but I know that we're a long ways into it. We just keep digging. It's not something we're ever going to give up on.
And what would that do, Daryl, if that does materialize and, a plot of land is benchmarked and here we go? What would that do to racing out on the island? You would then have Saratoga and Western Speedway. Would they work in conjunction to one another? You race Saturday, I'll race Sunday, and we work together? Because you don't want to split fields and do all that kind of stuff all over again.
No, I think they would absolutely work hand in hand, like extremely closely. We're really fortunate on the island. We have kind of two distinct race nights that we kind of have. We have like a demo crash type crowd, and then we have straight up racing. So we'd be in a position where we'd be pretty fortunate where we could just kind of alternate those, and there's enough racers on the island that both tracks can race the same night, as long as they weren't the same classes. And of course, when we were having our big marquee events, we would schedule around those properly and make sure that nobody had to make a decision on where they needed to be.
And it's funny, I think back to when I owned Sauble Speedway, and when I would host a demolition derby, you got people at that demo derby that would never go to a short track race. They're just 100%. Not there, but you pull a demo derby out, and my God, they're there. Same thing with the race fan that loves watching, the APC series come in. If you put a demo derby on, chances are they're not coming. They're going to stay away until you got the big show in. It's funny how that is, right?
Yeah, it's two totally unique crowds. We get really, really strong crowds for all our crash type night stuff. And we get good crowds for our other stuff. It's a focus of ours to keep building those crowds.
Right.
But we had a total destruction last night, along with a demo show and stuff. And we weren't sold out, but we were over 3/4 sold out. And that's we've been like that a handful of times this year. So it's been really good.
That's fantastic. That's what you want as a promoter, and everything that's connected to it. Bums in the seats. When you get that, 3/4 of a house is nothing to sneeze at. That'd be nice if you could do it every week. So we got the Canada 200 coming up. Again, an iconic race. How many years has the Canada 200 been going?
1972.
72. See, the IWK 250, I want to say, started in 1977. So this is even older than the IWK. That's cool.
Yeah. No, 72 it started. I believe there was 1 or 2 years that wasn't run for certain reasons, but just about every year since 1972, if I remember right, Ross Surgener won the first one. And, we've had a lot of big names win it through the years, guys like Roy Haslam, Rory Smith, Daryl Midgley, and Corbin Thomas. He'll be here this year running in it, so he'll be a previous winner. Dave Hemrick's won it, Brandon Carlson, just tons. So we'll have Kyle Wade won it last year and he'll be running. So we'll have at least three previous winners of the 200 in this year's event.
Yeah. Kyle Wade, number 98. We had him on Racetime Radio. He was so excited just getting in, right? And he ends up winning one of the iconic shows.
Yeah, that was just his second year of late models, I guess. This would be his third year. So, comes from a really strong racing family. His dad, Lance, raced all over, lots of Winston West stuff back in the day and late models and sprint cars and all different things. And Kyle's uncle, Ryan, he was a I think he won 5 street stock championships in a row at Western. And, the family is just, they just live and breathe it. They're really, really good racing family here on the island and all over.
So let's get to the nuts and bolts. Next weekend, sprint car extravaganza. What time does it start? When do fans show up at Saratoga Speedway?
I would be here for 4:00 Friday and Saturday night. Yeah, for sure 4:00 because that's when the gates are open. We're going to start qualifying about 4:30, and one of my favorite parts of the weekend is watching those sprint cars qualify.
Oh yeah,
they're going to, guy like Aaron Willison, he's going to be getting around this place in about 12 and a half seconds.
Yeah, isn't that's insane when you think of it? Going 12 and a half seconds and you got 4 corners. It's 12 and a half seconds in a straight line is fast. Now add 4 corners.
Saratoga actually has 5 corners because it's got a dog leg in the backstretch.
Too much. Incredible. So, 2-day show. Is there a 2-day ticket?
Yes, there is a 2-day ticket. Yeah, you can go saratogaracing.ca. You can follow the ticket link there, and you can get yourself all set up.
Okay, so that's the sprint car end of it, and then things even go crazier, if at all possible. Then you got the Canada 200 on Labor Day weekend, right?
Yeah, we're doing that the Friday and Saturday night. We moved it. We ran it on the Sunday last year, but we've got some noise bylaws and stuff. And it put us right in the heat of the day for the 200 last year. And we had people. Yeah. It happened to be one of the hottest days of the year. But we felt that we needed to move it back to be an under the lights type event. And it's going to be televised this year. Again, our first time doing a televised Canada 200 at Saratoga. So we're excited for that. It's going to be on Check. It's going to be on Rev. And so exact same kind of format as we did years ago at Western Speedway. So we're really excited about that. It's great for the racers. They get some TV time. It helps them get sponsors to offset costs and stuff like that. So it's a really cool situation to have.
Oh, yeah. When it was broadcast, I never missed it. I'll tell you, I was right up to the TV, and I couldn't wait to follow it and watch it along. That last year that Western Speedway was in existence, I watched that Canada 200 to cap everything. And I was almost feeling the emotion from home. You could see a lot of long faces at the end of that race, knowing that the Speedway was going to go dark. And, we all get connected to it. And that was a tough day for a lot of people.
Oh, it was extremely hard. It's still something that weighs on us today. We're extremely fortunate on the island here that the Leighton family has done so much and has this speedway, and we're fortunate enough to be part of operations, and it's wonderful. But man, we're still, there's still some heartache over losing Western for sure.
Yeah, and Dave Smith, bless his heart, for all he did to get that on Checks and on Rev TV back in the day. Like that's how I tuned in. That's how I got turned on to late model racing in BC. If it wasn't for that, I didn't know about the racing that took place. It really turned my head to everything out there.
Yeah, and Dave is just as involved today at Saratoga as he was at Western. We're really close. I travel with Dave when I can and help him on his ARCA car. And, he stepped up again this year and is helping us in a big way. And that's a big reason why it's going to be televised again. Shockwave has such a huge presence, not only on the island here in racing, but all over now. He's sponsoring Victory Lane for the Cars Tour stuff. And, he's just a wonderful guy, Dave. Like, he's got such a big heart, and he's so generous. We really couldn't do things like this without guys like Dave.
Yeah, and that's right from BC. So he's a homegrown guy, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Just amazing. Hey, we're right up alongside the top of the hour. I'm going to give the keys back to Rev TV. But Daryl, this has been great catching up with you. I look forward to getting the winners on. Definitely sprint car winner from next weekend. And, of course, the Canada 200 winner will be on Race Time Radio.
Absolutely.
Good
I'm
on
hoping
you
it's
guys.
me.
Yeah, hopefully it's you, right?
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
and good on you for you and your staff for doing things and keeping our sport growing and making it even better in BC.
Yeah, thanks for everything you do as well, Joe. You're a big part of that.
There you go. There is Daryl. He's ready to go. How about 2 huge shows? And you know Crocker's at the table getting it done. Thanks so much, Daryl. Get to it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
He'll be working hard. You can guarantee that. But as mentioned, we are at the top of the hour. We got to hand it back to Rev TV. Got to thank Susie Q right here in our studio for getting all the graphics done. Got to thank all the guests and, of course, you for tuning in, as you do each and every week, to Race Time Radio. Have a good, safe week, everybody. Get to the races. We're into August. We haven't got much more. And the racing is phenomenal coast to coast here in Canada. We'll catch you next week right here on Race Time Radio. Be safe.
Thanks for listening to Race Time Radio. Visit us on the web at www.racetimeradio.com. We hope you'll join us again next time for more Race Time Radio.
Come on now, dig.
Exclusively on your home for the hardcore race fan.
Excellent, buddy, excellent.